So there has been some more things with Offset and Cardi. Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as this account does not exist, and you can't even go to.
Blocked you, even though I know you was gonna go to Atlanta, and I was like, I didn't want to know what you was doing out there. I told you I blocked. You was calling me all private numbers all morning. You was calling my mama. So let me tell y'all about this, all right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life.
At first, it looked like just another celebrity split. Offset and Cardi B, two massive stars with an on-again, off-again history, calling it quits again. Nothing new, right? But then Offset vanished. No warning, no goodbye. Just poof. His Instagram gone, his X account deactivated, and a wave of confusion sweeping across fans like, what just happened? It wasn't just a breakup. Behind the scenes, things had been building. Darker, messier, and more intense than anyone outside could have guessed. Cardi B wasn't silent for long either. And when she finally spoke up, it wasn't a PR statement. It was a bombshell. One that made people stop scrolling and actually listen. Because the real story? It wasn't about a relationship falling apart. It was about emotional pressure, toxic dynamics, and a man so overwhelmed that he allegedly told Cardi he couldn't cope if she stayed with someone else. This wasn't just about love lost. It was a mental and emotional unraveling that made fans genuinely concerned for everyone involved. And once the pieces started falling into place, it got even uglier.
Right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life.
The first real sign that something was off came when Offset wiped himself off social media. No warning, no explanation, just digital smoke. One day, he's tweeting about music and flexing outfits, and the next, his Instagram and X accounts are wiped clean. Fans assumed it was just him ducking the drama, maybe trying to reset after another public fallout with Cardi. But that theory didn't last long, because Cardi went live. And not the kind of live where she dances around drama. This was raw, unfiltered, and way more serious than anyone expected. She didn't just hint at issues behind the scenes, she aired it out. Offset had allegedly been blowing up her phone with messages that weren't just clingy, they were concerning. According to her, he was sending texts saying he couldn't manage emotionally, that if she didn't cut things off with Stefon Diggs, he didn't know what might happen. She made it clear, these weren't empty words or exaggerated feelings. They sounded like someone in deep distress. Suddenly, the deleted accounts didn't feel like a break. They felt like a response to something deeper. And Cardi's fans? They went from entertained to genuinely worried.
Hey, what's up, Twin? Cut the light on. Yeah, man, I just want to let y'all folks know we having sh**. Know what I mean? It's here. I'm going up out of this, so y'all live with that.
All that was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me and him having. That's the type of I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes, trying to put my self-esteem to the ground, and I'm so tired.
What Cardi shared next pulled the curtain all the way back. Offset, the same guy who'd been acting cold and distant for months, was allegedly flooding her phone with desperate emotional messages. Not just the usual "I miss you" type. These were intense. She claimed he was pleading, saying he couldn't cope without her, and that if she didn't end things with Stefon, things might spiral. In her words, he was saying things like, "If I can't have you, then nobody can," and even implying harmful consequences. That's not just toxic, that's alarming. Cardi didn't share it to be dramatic. She shared it because she was genuinely shaken. This wasn't about attention or clout. It was about someone pushing emotional boundaries in a way that made her, and her fans, feel unsafe. What started as a breakup had turned into a psychological tug-of-war, with Offset allegedly using emotional outbursts as leverage. Cardi made it clear she was done being manipulated. But Offset, from the way she told it, wasn't letting go quietly.
See, I really felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Like, my baby came out 5 pounds. A healthy baby. No,
From the outside, Offset looked unbothered. Posting casually, showing up in public, acting like he had moved on. But behind the scenes, it was different. Cardi revealed that whenever she traveled or spent time away, especially with Stefon, Offset would message her again. Late-night voicemails, non-stop texts, private number calls. It wasn't just about reaching out. It was consistent, exhausting, and according to her, deeply calculated. She described it like a loop that never stopped. Some messages came across emotional, others were outright degrading. Cardi said it felt like he couldn't stand seeing her happy, but wouldn't admit it directly. And fans noticed the cycle. Silent one day, love bombing the next, then guilt trips or sudden anger. It wasn't romance. It was emotional whiplash dressed up as longing. The further Cardi pulled away, the harder Offset seemed to push back.
So there has been some more things with Offset and Cardi. Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as the this account does not exist and you can't even go to.
Then came the Stefon Diggs trigger. At first, it was just quiet speculation. A few photos here, a sighting there. But things changed when a picture dropped showing Cardi and Offset's son Wave wearing braids that looked similar to Stefon's signature style. A harmless hairstyle to most, but not to Offset. He took to X, venting with cryptic posts suggesting someone was crossing a line involving his child. One now-deleted message even hinted that continued disrespect could bring consequences. It didn't take long for fans to connect the dots. This wasn't just about hair, it was about presence, legacy, and ego. The thought of another man possibly stepping into a father figure role seemed to hit Offset hard. Then came the viral video. Cardi laughing, dancing, while Stefon playfully taps her from behind. It looked lighthearted. But to Offset, it might have felt like a final blow. And the man who had spent months pretending not to care? His calm facade cracked wide open.
I know it's not his team. I know it's his. Gonna tell the Breakfast Club, the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support, because I was asking for everything. And because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a pussy, nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to be slow.
Offset didn't just stew quietly. He reacted. According to Cardi, when things with Stefon escalated, Offset sent content intended to stir chaos. Deeply personal material shared not out of love, but out of spite. She didn't respond with drama. Instead, she flipped it. She forwarded Offset's emotional messages straight to his new girlfriend, Melanie. Not to hurt anyone, but to reveal what was happening behind the scenes. While Offset was publicly acting unbothered, privately, he was falling apart. And when he found out, Cardi said he went into a frenzy. The same guy who had allegedly sent shady messages to Stefon couldn't handle being exposed. The mask was off. The contradiction between his public cool and private chaos was laid bare. And fans saw it clearly. Offset could date who he wanted, but the second Cardi moved on, he unraveled.
Make yourself feel better, because I make you feel so low about yourself. Because I don't make you feel like you're that nigga in this home. So that's what you gotta do. So you out here trying to hurt my feelings because you think the next. I don't give a. Because them hoes ain't good enough that I be having you crashing out all weekend. You was mad happy today when I called you today. And the only reason why I called you today is because I'm trying to change my son's school and I need your approval. Other than that, nigga, I don't care. The world, my ops. I'm with your ops. That's why I'm for your ops. Yeah, of course, because you don't move with integrity. You're not a street nigga. That's what you do. That's what you do. Oh, I'm gonna go for your ops. Boo hoo. I don't give a. You can fuck my ops, you fuck my friends, nigga. I don't give a shit. You're lame to me, and you will never equate to me. And it's crazy that I even let you even play with me.
Long before Stefon even entered the picture, the cracks in their marriage were deep. Cardi had stayed quiet, but when she finally talked, she didn't hold back. She said Offset wasn't just distant, he was absent, missing holidays, skipping milestones, giving all his energy elsewhere. Meanwhile, he'd show off being the perfect dad online to his other kids. To Cardi, it wasn't just neglect. It felt intentional. On top of that, she claimed she was covering everything. School fees, 24/7 protection, caretakers, all of it. She wasn't bitter about money, but she was exhausted from being the only one showing up. She'd given Offset another chance, pulled back from her own spotlight to rebuild, but nothing changed. Eventually, she realized love can't fix someone who isn't willing to show up. Then came the twist no one expected. Offset reportedly asked for child support from Cardi. Despite being worth less, despite being mostly absent, he filed for support. Fans were stunned. Cardi's the one holding it all together. So when Offset asked for help, it didn't read as need. It read as retaliation. She called him out, said he wasn't consistent as a father, wasn't stepping up, and was more focused on his image than his impact. The court reportedly gave them joint custody, with primary residence to Cardi, which, honestly, made sense to everyone paying attention. Eventually, Cardi hit her breaking point. She went live and told her truth. The stress, the exhaustion, the emotional weight, it had reached a boiling point. She said she couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, and her pregnancy suffered because of it. Her child was born small, and she blamed the mental load. She admitted at one point she felt like she could snap. Not metaphorically, emotionally. She said she was pushed so far that she felt she could lose control. What Offset had called heartbreak? To her, it was pressure. It wasn't about getting her back. It was about keeping her off balance. But Cardi, she was done. The divorce wasn't just paperwork. It was her way of protecting her peace. Offset's social media disappearance might look like a cry for help, but in context, it felt like something else. A response to losing control. The story stopped being about heartbreak a long time ago. It became a story of emotional tension, blurred boundaries, and someone choosing peace over chaos. Fans are still debating what's real. Is Offset struggling emotionally? Maybe. But one thing is undeniable. Cardi's not looking back. And that, more than anything, is the real shift. So now the question's yours. Was this really heartbreak, or was it control masked as pain? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story's far from over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got more untold truths and raw revelations coming your way. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next one.